What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're talking through the readathons that are happening in February. Hello my darlings, welcome to this video. Today I want to talk through the readathons that I've found at the time of filming that are happening in the month of February. So each month I go through and collate as many readathons as humanly possible that I have found on YouTube or submitted through my Google form, which I'll leave linked down below, and talking through and giving them to you all in somewhat of a collated format. My usual disclaimers for these are the readathons that I've found at the time of filming, which is Wednesday the 29th of January at 6:30 AEDT. And if ones get announced throughout the month and I stumble across them, I will add them to the Readathon playlist, but I don't update my spreadsheet or the description box. So the information for these readathons will be in the description box with links to the announcement video that I've found, as well as the date and times these readathons are happening throughout, as well as a link to the Readathon playlist where all of the YouTube videos are collated into that structure, and also to a spreadsheet where I have the little spiel that I'm going to read out for you, as well as links to all of the readathons there for you. Like I said, I don't update the spreadsheet or the description box, only the playlist will be updated with readathons that I happen to stumble across. So if you do know any, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below and I will add them to the playlist if there is an announcement video on YouTube. Which leads me to my next disclaimer, that these are the videos that I found on YouTube. I don't search Instagram or book blogs, anything like that, unless they are specifically mentioned on the Google form being for a different platform. That is the only time that I will mention readathons that are not on YouTube. And that is because a person has brought it to my attention. I don't search these out on any other platform. The people that are linked in all of these places is the announcement video that I've found. That does not necessarily mean that it is the creator of the readathon. It is usually a co-host, and their video will lead you to the creator and all of the other information that you need to know in regards to that. So please check that out if you want to know who has actually created these as well. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. I always miss one. I think that's it. There's always another disclaimer that I forget, so we'll get to that bridge when I finally remember what that is. So for these, I start with the shortest duration and go to the longest duration. And if any of these have been submitted through my Google form, I will prioritize them at the top of whatever they are. Say if it's a month long, they will be the first ones that I mention for the month longs, just as a little thank you for doing the legwork for me to be able to include these in this video. And with that, if you do have a readathon upcoming, feel free to use the Google form down below. It does say 2024, but it is all encompassing and I just go through it and update it every single month and just checking over it as we go. Oh, one other amendment is the spreadsheet this year is going to be the same spreadsheet for every month, except I will just add tabs down the bottom of it. If it opens up on January, just look down the bottom to select the February readathons and change the tab over, and I will continue to just add tabs as the month progresses. So I've been creating a Google Sheets every single month and I'm like, why am I doing this? Let's just create one universal one and it's there. So then you will also have the link that you can refer back to as I go through and update this information as well for ongoing months. It is always going to be there. I'll also have previous months readathons if you're interested in all of those in a handy dandy little place for you. So that's the main shift that I've decided to do this year, and I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. So the readathon spreadsheet will be for 2025 and inclusive of all of the readathon spiels and all of that for months going forward. So if you keep an eye on it, usually in the last week of the month, that is when I go through and update it and add the spiel. So if you're looking for Marches, keep an eye out towards the end of February and you might see them early. So with that, let's dive into these. And like I said, I start with the shortest duration and go through to the longest. So the shortest one we have is a 24-hour readathon happening on the 15th of February, and this is the Relax and Readathon created by the Reading Nymph. This is basically to take a day for yourself and do some self-care. If you want to read, go for it. But if you want to take time and just focus on you, this is also highly encouraged. There is a bingo board, but the prompts are flexible with 4 reading prompts and 4 activity prompts, but feel free to make it however you need to. This readathon is all about making it work for you, so if you don't want to do the prompts, don't. If you want to, do. If you want to make it a week long, a month long, whatever suits for you, that's completely fine. They are just running it on the 15th, and it's essentially to act as a reminder to just take some time and look after yourself, and you can double up the prompts as much as you want as well. Then we have a 3-day readathon running from the 7th to the 10th, and that is the Little House Readathon, which I found on Lindsay Reads' channel. This is, you can read or watch anything related to Little House on the Prairie or Laura Ingalls Wilder, and this is encompassing of both fiction or non-fiction, whatever medium you want to consume your thing, you're more than welcome to. And there also is a group read if you would like to. So just being able to have a little chat about it at the end. Then we have a 5-day readathon running from the 7th to the 11th, and that's the X's and O readathon, which I found on Sorry Book Solid's channel. This is a team-based readathon. We have Team X, which is spice, and Team O, that is sugar. There is a Discord and 3 prompts per team, plus a buddy read, and sprints and photo prompts happening throughout as well. These are romance geared for the prompts, but you don't have to read exclusively romance if you can make the prompts fit for another genre. It is just romance themed, so that is where it's conceptualized, but feel free to make it work for how you need it to. Then I have 3 week-long readathons. The first happening from the 1st to the 7th, and that is Witchathon Embolic, created by the Reader. The prompts are based off this time of year and the deities associated, and there is also a mixture of activities as well as reading prompts, and it is really just a lovely time to celebrate the season. Then from the 10th to the 16th, we have Literature Round 4, which is created by Steph Loves. This is a 4x4 bingo board, and designed to read smutty and romance novels. There are 3 activity prompts and 13 reading prompts. You can double and triple up as much as needed. It's all about just having a good smutty time. Then running from the 17th to the 23rd, we have Mini Deck of TBR-a-thon, which is created by Becca Books and Boudreaux. For this round, because it's a mini one, it's all about personalizing it for yourself. The goal is to score points to your overall goal of points. So you can select if you want to read 20 points, if you want to read 2. You set this to what you need it to be. If you meet or exceed your points that you set, you win. The way that you get your reads is to draw a card from a deck of cards, and you can select the difficulty of the prompt you want to tackle based off the card that's drawn. So there are prompts for each of the card, the number and face cards in the deck. The suits don't matter, and each of those prompts will have a 1-point difficulty, a 3-point difficulty, and a 5-point difficulty for you to complete. And you can just choose which difficulty level is going to suit you best to get you closer to your total points. And then you rinse and repeat as you read throughout the week. You can either do your card draws in advance if you are a TBR creator, or you can do it as draw as you go. Screen is bright. Hello, editing me here. I forgot the 10-day readathon that is running from the 6th to the 16th, and this is Jante's Inferno, created by Jan Agaton. The objective is to work your way through the 9 circles of hell with the prompts that they have assigned to each of the layers. Doubling up is situational, as you can double up with the one above it, except for the last circle of hell before you escape. So 9 can double up with 8, 8 can double up with 7, but you can't double up 9 and 7. So it can only be the respective ones as you go up, but the last prompt you cannot double up. They also have some amazing merch. So have no idea how I managed to skip over this, but continuing on. Then we have 2 2-week-long readathons. The first is running from the 27th of January, so it's already started, to the 9th of February, and that's Readathon, created by Macy at The Brightside Girl. And this year's Readathon theme is books. So this is reading books about books, writers, bookstores, library, whatever. As long as it can be related to books about books in some capacity, it is welcome. There will be reading, physical and photo challenges, and Macy's Readathons are such a fantastic time. They put in so much effort and just create such a wonderful community event. Then from the 15th to the 22nd, we have Romanticathon the Star Fall Ball, which is created by Tori Between Pages. For this, you will need to read specific prompts to choose your outfit, date, etc. to prepare for the ball that's happening on the 22nd. This will be a sprint. It's not as an actual in-person ball, unfortunately, but they will be sprinting all day for that. And reveals for what the prompts are will be on Instagram throughout the week of the readathon. And while some prompts give you a hint at what the image may be, you won't know what you've actually selected until it's revealed on the Instagram. So sort of blindly picking and having a good time with it. I do love the tropes that you can have with your date, and having one that's a love triangle, so you have to read 2 of who to bring prompts. I thought that was quite clever. Then we have one 16-day readathon, which Cat Lady Readathon round 7, and this is created by Lynn Reads. For this is a very low-key round. You do what works for you. As they are pregnant and due in February, there is only one rule for the Cat Lady Readathon, and that is to read cat books, whether that be a cat in the title, on the cover, or as a character. They do have pre-existing bingo boards for activities and reading challenges and photo prompts if you would like to have a little bit more guidance as well. Then we have 2 almost month-long readathons. The first is running from the 1st of February to the 27th of February, and that is the ABC Readathon created by ABC's Aubrey Books and Coffee. And the reason is they are going to be doing a reveal on the 28th, so they needed to have a cutoff date, so it's just the day before, and I believe in Eastern time. This is a Cluedo-based readathon, self-paced and low-key. Instead of Cluedo characters though, it's famous locations, heroines and villains within the bookish universe. And prompts are assigned points to be able to get more clues throughout the month. So for example, if you read any book, that's just 1 clue, but if it was by an indie author, you would receive 3 clues instead, and you just need to specify on their Google form what it is so you get the appropriate amount of clues. They have requested a minimum of 200 pages per book, just to keep it fair and keep the spirit of stretching ourselves to complete all the things. And then if you do want to place your final guess and enter into the giveaway, on the 27th there will be a Google form for you to submit your guess, and that will be closing at 11:59 on the 27th Eastern time. And if you do guess correctly, then you go into the giveaway. Then running from the 9th of February to the 4th of March is the Mardi Gras Readathon, which I found on Cat's Novel Adventures. There is a 3x3 bingo board with prompts themed around Mardi Gras celebration and the events, and there is a bonus prompt relating to the colours of Mardi Gras on the cover as well. You only need to read 1 prompt to be able to participate, and you can double up as much as you need, but they also do have a group book if you're interested in that as well. Okay, on to the month-longs. The first one we have is the Phoenix Dawn Readathon, which is created by Ohana on the channel Hamsa Vahini Vajra Astra. I'm sorry. And this is an Asian-inspired fiction-based readathon. For participation, you need to read any one Asian fiction book. They do have 5 optional reading challenges as well as a bingo board. All you can use as you see fit, but if you read any one Asian fiction, then you've participated. Doubling, tripling, quadrupling, all allowed. And if participating, please use the hashtag Phoenix Dawn Rising to be able to spread the word about this readathon. And then they also have on their channel Eco Consciousness, the Zen Garden Readathon, and this is a non-fiction readathon based on mindfulness, self-cultivation and healing with nature. You just need to read 1 book on mindfulness, and again they have optional 5 reading challenges for you to be able to use, and the hashtag Zen Gardener if you would like to spread the word for this one. And they are such a wonderful force in the booktube community. I love seeing the TBRs that they create for the different readathons, and so happy to be able to promote their readathons as well. Then we have Seriesathon, which is created by Liv Reads. There is no YouTube announcement video for this one, so it is just on the spreadsheet, and the Discord will be linked down below because that is where it is placed. There are different points assigned for completing the book, extra points for any pages over 400 pages for your reads, and it is 1 book per prompt. There are 8 prompts per each team, and you can complete the prompts as many times as you want. Read what you want. All the teams are genreless, but you will be working together as a team, so it is important to be able to sign up to the Discord to be assigned for that. And there will be a quiz throughout the month to gain an extra 50 points. And the 4 teams are based off TV shows: The Big Bang Theory, Friends, New Girl and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Then we have Cozy It Up February, which is created by Mr. Francie Reads. And again, this is predominantly on their Discord server, The Sparkle Cafe. Whilst cozy mystery books are well known in America, they're not well known in all areas as well, especially in Australia, for those who haven't seen them on BookTube. Mr. Francie's hope is that the very easy prompts will allow those involved to get to know cozy mysteries, or continue to get to know them and continue to fall in love with them. There is a 3x3 bingo board with prompts, and doubling and tripling up is allowed, as the purpose is just to have fun exploring cozy mysteries. So just having a cozy good time. Then we have Everbloom Academy Year 1 Semester 2, which is created by Meg Reads. This is an academy class-based readathon where the prompts are correlated with classes, and you fulfill the prompts for the classes you want or need to. There will be more complex or personalized rounds in the future, but these first couple of rounds are definitely the building blocks to the readathon, and she has put so much effort and work into it. It is truly fantastical. Then we have Forensic February, created by Chloe Reads Books, and this is a game-based readathon, so you can either work your way around the board and work prompt to prompt to prompt, or use a d6 and roll your way around, and whatever prompt you land on, you complete. This is themed around finding a dead body, collecting evidence, and arresting a suspect, so if the theme doesn't work for you, please don't feel pressured to join, but they are keeping the theme very generic with using Jane Doe, etc., and there will be no gory or graphic details in the readathon or information that is used. It is kept just in the spirit of things, but all themed around that forensic mystery. Then we have Get a Clue 2.0, which is created by Rainy Blue Reads, and this is a readathon based around Clue. There are two modes of play, either read at your own pace or a competitive version. You can't flip-flop between the two, but you can switch once during the month if you need to. The senior detectives will have 9 rooms with a reading prompt attached, and these will randomly drop throughout the month. There are bonus points and a lot more detail provided in Rainy's announcement video, and their little skit at the beginning is hilarious, so please go check it out. And you will need to be on their Discord to be able to maximize participation. Then there is Once Upon a February readathon, which I found on Celestria's channel, and participation requires 1 clean fairy tale retelling, and other reads may be of any other genre. There are 9 prompts in a bingo board style, and you can double up as much as you would like. Then we have Retro Romance Readathon, created by Storm Reads, and this is a readathon reading romance books that were published in 2005 and earlier. There are prompts if you want them, but mostly just encouraging you to read a retro romance, and you can double or triple up with those prompts if you feel so inclined. Basically, you read 1 retro romance and you've participated. Then we have Folklore February, which I found on Cat's Novel Adventures, and this is all about reading folk tales, fairy tales, fables, myths, legends, tall tales, as well as stories in any genre inspired by folklore. Stories can be read in any format and not just limited to books. And yes, I did steal this directly from their announcement video description box. Thank you, it's glorious. Similarly, explore the folklore or inspired by folklore, and you've participated. There are 4 one-word prompts if you would like to guide your reading as well. Then we have Foodie February, which is created by Redhead Reading, and to read 1 foodie book in February, and you've participated. They have tasting notes, which are 4 one-word prompts if you do want to relate to your reads to them, but you don't have to use them if you don't want to. The focus is just to read 1 foodie book in February and expand our knowledge on those as well. Then we have Frida in February, which is created by Unlimited Reads. This is a goal of theirs to read Frida McFadden's backlist, and so the goal is to read Frida McFadden works throughout the month, and to have a community focus on completing their back catalogue of hers, or to chip away at them if you can't dedicate the whole month. Then we have Fairy Tale February, which is created by Chaos in the Enchanted Forest, and this is themed around the different fairy tale characters. Each character has a quest for you to solve, and if you return from the quest, you will be rewarded a silver crown. Additional silver crowns are rewarded to everyone who completes their quest with a fairy tale, so whether using a retelling and reimagining, etc. And when you're done questing, you can head over to the Enchanted Treasure Shop to spend your well-earned coins. So there are prompts per each of the characters, and if you fit the prompt and use a fairy tale retelling or reimagining, you will get an extra coin to be able to go shop. Then we have Readathon, which is created by Donna Marie Reads, and this is to let out your digital or physical DBR by reading books from your backlist. So anything bought before February 2025. There is a 5x5 bingo board of prompts with both self-care activities and reading prompts, as well as social media challenges, and they have badges, and the badges are adorable. Please go check out the badges. I love badges. I am a sucker for badges. Then we have the Rom-Com Swoonathon Round 2, created by Kaylani Simply Me. This is going for the month, but there is also a mini readathon happening on the 15th. And this is a month of reading and watching romance-based any romantic comedies and spending time and hanging out through live sprints as well. You don't have to read exclusively romance, it's just geared towards that because they are a romance-based book club. And there is a 5x5 bingo board with activities, reading prompts, and you can double up as much as humanly possible. There is a group book, and the prompts that have been selected are based around the group book and the 4 movies. And it's so lovely seeing the different tropes that they come up with each year. Then there is Feb Regency, which I found on Mrs. Richards Reads' channel, and this is going to be a very low-key casual version for this round. To participate, you just need to read 1 work from the Regency era, which is from 1795 to 1837, and that's it. Really, it's just being in the community, chatting about Regency works, and they will have sprints and a wrap-up for you to be able to come talk about your reads as well. Then we have Polathon, the Whiteout, which is created by Jade Ray Reads, and this is a charity event to raise funds for Polar Bears International. Jade hosts this every year. Usually it's only a week long, but they have extended it to a month long for this version, and the goal is to white out the 4x4 bingo board by reading wintry, cold, polar fantasy themed books. You can double up as necessary, and feel free to make the book. If it fits, it sits. If you are in a position to donate based on your reads, please feel free to join, but if you aren't able to donate, that is completely fine. It's also just bringing the awareness to the front of people's minds. So the option is there if you want to, but if you can't, that is not a worry. It is not necessary to be able to participate, but if you can, the option's there. Then we have the I Love Love Readathon created by Andy Reads, and this is focusing on reading lots and lots and lots of romance tropes, but also very low-key. Basically, it's a reason to have fun and read exclusively romance tropes, but you don't have to. They have a bingo board of tropes listed, or you can make your own based on whatever suits your reads and what you need them to be. And then finally, we have the I Love Black Horror Readathon created by Kel Sweetie, and for this there's only one prompt, and that is to read black horror authors all month. Each week does have a different theme which you can utilize if you want to guide your reading or find particular recommendations, as well as the activities that they will be hosting, but you don't have to if you don't want to follow with the themes. As long as you're reading black horror authors, that's all that matters. And that is it. I don't know how many that is. It was a lot. But those are all the readathons that I found at the time of filming. Like I said, the playlist will be updated with any ones that I find, but please feel free to leave in the comments down below any that you know of that are happening if you would like to promote them more as well. I love this being a community effort. And so yes, anything you need will be in the description box down below. Feel free to use that, and feel free to leave anything you want to let me know in the comments down below if you do have a readathon that I've missed, or if you're thinking what you're thinking of participating in. I'd love to hear from you, and if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video or over on my Patreon. Bye!